You're watching Hamilton Ironmen TV. Ironmen TV is presented by Boston Pizza Main Street West in Hamilton. Ron Joyce Stadium at McMaster played host on Sunday, April 26th to the second annual Quebec Ontario All-Star Challenge. The game features the best football players from the Quebec Midget Football League and the Ontario Varsity Football League's Adams Conference. The Adams Conference All-Stars won the opportunity to represent the OVFL following their 10-8 victory over the Weckus Conference All-Stars in the OVFL Prospect game. The Quebec All-Stars were looking to duplicate their performance in the inaugural event last season when they defeated the OVFL in a close, low-scoring affair, 11-10. The action started right from the opening kickoff when Johnsley Alexis fumbled Quebec's first touch of the game away, and Jesse Amankwa of the Etobicoke Eagles recovered, giving the OVFL great field position. OVFL Prospects game overall MVP Keyshawn Powell looked to get going early as he hauled in the Jake Faubert offering, but he would be held in check for most of the afternoon. On the next play, Amankwa catches a ball in the flat before being chopped down like a California redwood by Chateauguay Raiders' Brendan Morrison. After an OVFL punt, the QMFL offense would get their first action, but Thomas Bertrand-Houdon would cough it up, make that 2 Quebec possessions, 2 fumbles. With that field position, Hamilton Ironmen number 63 Alistair Brunton would line up and help carry Niagara Spears' Austin Wetton into the end zone for the 7-0 OVFL lead. On the ensuing kickoff, Dynel Pierre of the Sun Youth Hornets showed off his athleticism on a 37-yard return. Then Houdon would turn back the clock to his 6th birthday. He crawled inside the jumping castle and hopped over the defender. The hurdle would fall just short of the first down, but deep in the score zone, the QMFL would go for it on 4th and short. Houdon is originally stopped but continues to drive his legs and gets the required yardage for the first down. It was all for naught though when on the next play Joey Rousseau decided to try out for Toronto FC, booting the ball forwards and having it recovered by the OVFL, make that 3 QMFL possessions, 3 turnovers. After the drive stalled, the QMFL offense would finally decide they enjoyed holding onto the ball when Matthew Menarino of the LaSalle Warriors hit Maxime Amon for the 37-yard touchdown on the perfect corner throw, knotting up the score at 7th. It was obvious the QMFL had done their homework as they gave Keyshawn Powell the Devin Hester treatment, refusing to kick to him all afternoon, rendering Powell mainly as a blocker. Early in the second quarter, William Peltier found Mohamed Nedeshimin between coverage as the Quebec offense began to get in rhythm. Unfortunately, that rhythm was lost when Peltier airmailed the pass to Amon directly into the arms of Cambridge Lions' Cody Jones, the 4th Quebec turnover of the first half. Kyle Gouveia continued to attempt to feed his playmaker in Powell, but the QMFL defense was prepared to stop the speedy wideout, here sending 2 defenders at him and nearly intercepting. Joey Rousseau did not make Toronto FC, but he did learn how to use his feet in the process, here taking the screen pass for 19 yards, setting up a 4th and short. In short yardage, Houdon would break through the line and hit 24 yards of pay dirt, giving the QMFL an important 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. The OVFL responded with a 27-yard completion from Gouveia to Essex Ravens' Matthew Pickens. That's when Jesse Amankwa takes off, ripping off a huge run, add-on 15 at the end for Le Hit Fin de Redis. Late hit out of bounds. Amankwa capped off the impressive OVFL drive with a 4-yard touchdown run to knot the score at 14-14. The QMFL began to put a drive together before Malcolm Miller decided to play a couple of chords with the whammy bar in full effect. What a hit. After a QMFL punt, Gouveia tries to find Tanus, but that's picked off by Brendan Murphy, and you have to be good to be lucky, right? Following the interception, the magical horseshoe appears for the QMFL in the golden horseshoe when the pass is tipped up in the air and hauled in by Joshua Bailey, reminiscent of the prayer of Jordan Hare this past season in the Auburn-Georgia game, making the score at half 21-14 QMFL. OVFL defensive MVP Adam Poole put his mark on the game early in the third quarter when he turned a big Quebec gain into a turnover. Here's Poole on the play.
I was surprised at running back. He had an open lane to get down to the middle because our safety bid on something else, but he cut back right into me, so I'm like, alright, I'm going to take it.
Poole's heroics would generate life for the OVFL, and Faubert would find Monahan down the sideline for the 45-yard gain. But on the next play, Alexander Seltiev fumbled and the Quebec All-Stars recovered in what was a turnover-filled afternoon. After a 3-and-out, George Monahan turned on the Jets to the 6-yard line, proving the Adams All-Stars had more than one great returner. Amankwa would punch it in from there, the score after 3, QMFL 27, OVFL 21. To start the fourth, Manarino threw up a prayer which was happily fielded by Adam Poole. Then Gouveia threads the needle to Tanus as the OVFL attempted to take the lead down to 6. The drive would stall, and after a punt, Quebec delivered the backbreaker when Thomas Bertrand-Houdon went beast mode for the 59-yard touchdown run.
He could go all the way!
In a last-ditch effort down 12, Gouveia launched a pass to Monahan that dropped in perfectly for the monster 61-yard gain. With 3 seconds left in the game down 12, Gouveia would be hit as he threw, picked off in the end zone. Cue the Keystone Cops music. Jacob Burnett took it 115 yards to the house in a play that symbolized the QMFL dominance of the fourth quarter, on a day that the visiting Quebecers clearly reigned supreme. Make the final QMFL 39, OVFL 21. This is the second consecutive win for the Quebec All-Stars, and they were powered to victory by Thomas Bertrand-Houdon, who had 14 carries for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both players and coaches understand that the rivalry between Quebec and Ontario runs deep, no matter the sport or age.
There's definitely a rivalry there. They always have a strong team, right? Even the Canada Cup, I know they've won, I think, the past 2 years. And, we knew coming into this we were going to be facing a tough opponent, but we just, we had to know that it was about what we went out there and did, and we played hard until the end. I'm proud of that.
Well, there is a huge rivalry of who's going to come up on top and who's going to be the better athletes.
It was definitely a battle today. They had a lot of fun with it, and I could definitely see that going forward, keeping that rivalry going.
Despite the loss, all involved acknowledged that the event was a positive experience.
Coaches from other places, guys you've played against, guys know you, and some of these guys, guys I play with from Brampton, who it's like, I've played with you since I was 6. Now we're playing in, an OVFL All-Star game. We're playing a team from Quebec together.
Honestly, it's a great experience because you go up against the best. You want to be the best. You have to beat the best, and that's how you have to look at it. Going up against top receivers all the time. And that's a tough thing to do.
Definitely a great experience for them. Like for one, they get to play with new players they never played with before, and just having an experience to get coached by different coaches, because every coach has their different techniques they like to share, and nothing that one coach is right or one coach is wrong, but it's better to have that experience, especially going forward if they want to play at the next level, to be able to adapt to different coaching styles. And I think they learned a lot, and they grew as players today.
You love football, and you're with 40 other guys that love football, and that's the real cool thing.
For Hamilton Ironmen TV, I'm Marshall Ferguson. If you enjoyed episode 3, don't forget to follow us on Twitter @HamiltonIronmen or visit HamiltonIronmen.com anytime for news and updates.